One of the number one things I hear from Amazon sellers is they're struggling with Amazon PPC. Okay, they can't get their campaigns profitable. They don't know what kind of campaigns to start. They don't know where to get their keywords to bid on. They don't know what to bid, and many other stressors about Amazon PPC. In today's video, I'm going to simplify it and break it down for you guys and show you all these things, right? How to keep your A cost, lower your average cost of sale, right? So you have higher profit margins. You know, how to find the right keywords to bid on, right? What your bid should look like, and you know what campaigns to put those keywords into, okay? And so you're gonna wanna watch this whole video and wait to the end. That way you don't miss anything and you can go back into your own Seller Central account and implement these strategies that I'm showing you, okay? If you're new to this channel, just to kind of welcome you in, my name's Cameron. I'm a seven-figure seller. My first year back in 2017 when I started selling it, I did over $1.3 million, which if you know the story, you know it was a crazy ride and it was kind of unique. So hopefully one day I get to share that with you. You know, to this day, I still sell on Amazon, still love it, do it full time. I've been doing it full time now for the whole 3 years. I've been, you know, in the community. And so if you want to keep following my journey, you know, my goal this year is to get another seven-figure account. So if you want to watch that, stay up to date, please hit that subscribe button and the little notifications bell. I will keep these coming out and keep you updating you on my journey, and we can learn as we go, right? I don't plan on leaving the Amazon space anytime soon. I love it. I love the community. I love what it's done for my life. Anyways, let's start getting into Amazon PPC, right, guys? Okay, guys, now we're on the Amazon Seller Central. This is one of my dummy accounts here. And so, you know, to set up a campaign, the first thing you're going to do is go to advertising and you hit campaign manager. This is where you're going to set up everything in general. I guess first what we should talk about is, you know, if you're not familiar with what Amazon PPC is, right? This is a great video for beginners. It's also a great video if you're struggling with PPC. So let's just start out from the beginning here. And so if you know, I type in lemon squeezer, right? One of my favorite examples here. And we go down and we see this first two listings, right? This one right here, it's sponsored, right? This one is sponsored as well, okay? So people are actually on their Seller Central accounts and Campaign Manager, they're bidding on these keywords, right? And so that way they show up first on the page for the word and phrase lemon squeezer, right? Because their goal is to, you know, people, when I type this in, right, people are, you know, kind of lazy by nature. They're going to go ahead and buy one of the first ones that pops up, right? They're not going to dig all the way down, you know, and buy one of these bottom ones. And so we use Amazon PPC to get, you know, buys and purchases from customers on keywords we're necessarily not ranking well for, right? So it's a great tool to kind of use when you're beginning, right? And so, you know, if we get enough buys with one of these, right, with this keyword, we can even start to organically rank up. Say this is us, we get a bunch of buys from up here. Eventually we'll start working our way up to the second row, maybe eventually to the first row, right? This is a pretty saturated product and very competitive. So not a great example, but you know what I'm saying, right? And so that's what a sponsored listing is. So let's go ahead and go back. And now we're in Campaign Manager again. So if we hit create campaign, right, we see sponsored products right here. Don't worry about this stuff. This is not worth your time. Just focus on sponsored products right here. So we hit continue. And then right here, campaign name, right? So we're going to do lemon squeezer. And you could put whatever you want here to keep organized. If you have a lot of Amazon PPC campaigns, you're going to want to label them correctly. If you have a ton of products, right, this is very important that you label them correctly so you can search them later. And so, you know, we can just do, let's see, you know, I like to, on my first campaigns, I like to do, you know, name them discovery, because that's what we're really doing, right? Is we're trying to find profitable keywords to bid on, right? And so my first campaigns, I always kind of label them discovery because I'm trying to cast, you know, maybe a little bit of a wider net and find keywords that are going to do very well for me, and then kind of dial that in until we have, you know, maybe 10 to 20 keywords that are very profitable for us, and then we could just focus on that, right? And so, you know, that's kind of why I label it discovery. If we go down here to daily budget, you know, we got to do what's best for you guys, right? And you know, I usually start with like $15 or so. You know, Amazon does say, you know, most campaigns with a budget over $30 run through the day. That's very relative. But if you have $30 to spend, obviously you're going to get more data, more results a lot quicker. But you could definitely start with 15 is kind of where I start personally. Okay. And so going down here, we're going to do manual targeting. Okay, guys. And we go down, and you see campaign bidding strategy right here. We got dynamic bids down only. This is what you guys should be focusing on. Okay. Everything else is kind of not worth your time at this point, and they have certain purposes, but it's just not worth getting into. 90% of your sales and the most profitable sales are going to come from right here. So just focus here. And to kind of tell you the difference between them, why you don't want dynamic bids up and down is because it has the opportunity to spend a lot more money and a lot more of your budget a lot quicker, and has the ability to raise your bids to crazy numbers that there's no way it's going to work. Okay, so dynamic bids down only is exactly what it sounds like. Say we bid $1, it's only going to bid $1 max, and then if it gets the opportunity to bid for 79 cents, 75 cents, it's going to do that for you, right? And who doesn't want a cheaper click, right? Okay, fixed bids, don't worry about that. Going down, you can name your ad group name, lemon squeezer discovery. Go down here. You can see lemon squeezer is ineligible, but how it usually works, it will say add right here. You hit add, it will pop up right here for you. But in this case, since lemon squeezer is just an example for this case, that it's not showing, but no problem there. Keep going down. Targeting, we're going to do keyword targeting. That's where we're going to see the most results. And then down here is where it kind of gets a little more complex, okay? And so we can see right here that it says bid, suggested bid, custom bid, default bid. Okay, so what I do here is I do custom bid. Okay, and we can start with $1 for this example, but you got to do what's right for you guys, right? And so what is your profit margin? How aggressive do you want to be? And so you got to do the bid that's right for you. Okay, so if you have $1 bid and you have a $3 profit margin, well, in 3 clicks, that whole profit margin is going to be gone. Okay, and you're not going to probably see that conversion rate until you get more advanced and more dialed in, to make that a profitable bid. But if you say you have a $10 bid, or $10 profit margin, $1 bid is beautiful, right? Because you can get up to 10 clicks before a purchase to make a profit, and that is probably going to happen, right? If you're bidding on the right keywords. Do what's best for you here. Again, it depends on your profit margin, and it also depends on the competitiveness of the keyword you're bidding on. Okay, and so we go down here by filter by. So this is new. Some accounts have this, some don't, but this allows you to pick broad, phrase, exact, and you see you put keywords down here, which is exactly what we're going to do. It will make campaigns for broad, phrase, exact in one campaign. I don't like doing this. I like to separate it all out. So just pick one here. And in this case, we're going to do phrase. Okay. Why we're going to do phrase is because it's going to allow us to kind of cast the net, like I said, and find other relative keywords for the keywords we're bidding on. Okay. If we go right here, this will kind of let you know my thinking about this. So broad. It contains all keywords in any order and includes plurals, variations, and related keywords. So if you put in the word lemon, it's going to bid on anything with lemon in it. In any order, misspellings, everything. And this could be really irrelevant to your product, right? You have a lemon squeezer, you're going to bid on lemon container, lemon clothing, and terrible example, lemon towel cloths, whatever. Okay. Or phrase will contains the exact phrase or sequence of keywords. Okay, so we have lemon squeezer, right, as a phrase. So in the phrase bidding, it's actually gonna extra long lemon squeezer, blue lemon squeezer, right? It's gonna bid with anything kind of within that phrase and with that combination of our phrase, which is a lot more relevant, right? It's gonna find it pretty much limits our net into a more lesser field. That way we don't get crazy. We don't start bidding on things we don't need to bid on, right? Exact, it's going to bid on the exact phrase only itself. Okay, that's probably the most straightforward one. But we want to do as our first campaign, we want to cast kind of a little bit of a net, right? Because we want to find keywords that are going to work for us. Okay, next guys, now we want to start finding our keywords, right? That's probably the most important part, is what keywords to bid on. If we go enter list here, this is where we're going to put these in. Okay, you can upload a file, but you don't need to do that. So I use Viral Launch for keyword research. You can use, Helium-10, Jungle Scout, Viral Launch for your keyword research. I don't care. As long as you're using these methods, they're all got great tools. I do have a 15% off lifetime coupon code in the description below. Again, that's just to help you guys out. I know all the softwares are great. This is Viral Launch. It's just what I use. So it doesn't matter what you use. You can use this strategy for any software you have. Okay, guys? So, if you have an account, obviously you can access all the tools right here. We go down to keyword research. That's where I'm at, right? It's going to look a little different depending on which software you're using, right? And so first, we're going to want to type in lemon squeezer, okay? How I found this word is just kind of based on intuition, okay? So you probably have a good idea what your number one keyword is going to be for your product. That's the one you want to type in, okay? In most cases, you're right, but in some cases, you're not. It doesn't matter because this software will tell us if we're right or wrong or not. So just type in anything relevant to your product and you're going to get the same list, okay? I'll show you an example here. Lemon squeezer pops up 30,000 searches a month, right, with volume estimate here. It's also going to show us opportunity score, which is kind of Viral Launch's score to say like this is not that competitive a field, with 1,000 being the most beneficial score, right? The score that has the least amount of competition. And you can see lemon squeezer, like I said before, it's a pretty competitive field. So this is 2 of 4. It's pretty low here. But you can see the searches, right? We go down here, 30,000, 20,000. I like to search by volume estimate, right? Because I want to find the keywords, the phrases with the highest amount of volume per month. That way we have more opportunities to get sales, right? So going down here next to citrus juicer, lemon juicer, right? These are all very, very relative terms, okay? So if we go in, right, just to show you that if you type in, say you didn't know what your main keyword is and you thought it was citrus juicer, we type that in here, okay? We go to volume estimate, click it up. So we get juicers, juicer machines, right? Lemon squeezer, lemon juicer, orange juicer. For the most part, it all looks the same, right? This juicer and juicer machines is definitely added to it just because you added the word juicer instead of squeezer. But they're all very relative terms. This is how you kind of find your best keywords moving forward, okay? And so looking at this, the next thing I like to do is I like to download a CSV, okay? So I'll open up this Excel. All right, open up this Excel. I'm going to go to volume estimate here, and I'm going to hit data, filter, and go by descending, okay? And so we see we have juicer, juicer machines, lemon squeezer, and it goes just in order there. What I like to do is I like to grab all the ones with at least 1,000 searches per month. You can go further if you'd like. You can try different things, right? You can try a campaign with just, these ones down here. Again, these are phrase, so it's going to cast, a little bit of a net here. So, we hit lemon with the phrase, right? Campaign. It's gonna bid on anything with the word lemon in it, right? Lemon squeezer, electric, which isn't the best one, right? Lemon reamer, and everything in between there. So what we want to do next is I like to copy these, right? We got 38 count right here. Again, you can go further if you'd like. I like to start smaller with phrase because for the most part, unless I see something crazy, you're going to get all the keywords potentially for your product. And so what I go down here and I like to now mainly go through each keyword and to see if it's relevant, right? Because we don't want to bid on any terms that aren't super relevant for our product, okay? And so we go right here, right? And say to go back here, guys, say we're selling, a manual lemon squeezer. It's looks like this one's metal. It could be plastic. They're pretty much the same here. And so this is what we're doing. Going back here, right? You could say we have a juicer, yes. So I keep the juicer there. Juicer machines, no. Lemon squeezer, yes, it's probably going to be your best keyword. Citrus juicer, yes. Lemon, yes. Something to note, guys, juicer and lemon, since they're keywords that are pretty vague, you might want to lower the bids for those, okay? If you lower the bids for those, that's going to help you kind of not get so skewed, because these are going to cover juicer because they're one word phrase here. They're going to cover a lot more words and get a lot more bids than lemon squeezer, because they have a lot more opportunity to fill other phrases, right? So, just keep that in mind, guys. Again, I'm going to tell you a few more tips here at the end to make sure, it doesn't get out of control or anything like that. So, you guys are all set there. Don't worry at all. Going down here, we got lemon juicer, orange juicer. Okay, that one is getting a little dicey, so I want to go check that one out, right? So I go back here. The best way to do this is I like to go back to viral launch. I'm going to hit view on Amazon, and I want to see what's going on here. So we have a electric juicer here. So looking around, I don't think this keyword is necessarily best for our product. We're more in the lime and lemon category, right? So orange is out for me. Lime squeezer here, good. Juicer manual, perfect. Juice press, yes. Hand juicer, yes. Citrus press, yes. Manual juicer, yes. Juicer extractor, yes. Citrus squeezer. Okay, you guys are getting the point, right? Another tip, make sure there's no brand names in here, guys, right? You don't want to be bidding on brand names. You can bid on brand names. You're just going to see a little bit of a lower conversion rate, right? So just keep that in mind. Obviously, we don't have an electrical one here, so we'll go down and go ahead and exit out of all electric here. Let's see here. Electric. Let's see what this means. That is in Spanish. I think naranjas are, I butchered that, I know I did. Yep, so I know that was orange, which I butchered it when saying it. So I don't want that one, right? Because orange is no good. Procter Silex, I think it's a brand. A juicer machine, we do not have a machine. Orange juice maker, no. Lemon lime squeezer, perfect. Citrus reamer, no. Orange juice manual, nope. All right, citrus. Citrus would be okay. Again, one of those terms we might want to dial down the bid amount. We're going to grab all these. Go back to our campaign here. And, it does not matter if we have empty spaces here, but if it bothers you, go ahead and close those up like that. Perfect. Okay. So next, guys, what we're going to do here is we're going to hit add keywords. All right. And so now we have 25 keywords we ended up adding, which is honestly the max I usually put in each campaign. So this is perfect. I don't like adding more than 25 keywords per campaign. It's just a weird thing that I do. I've seen better results when I've kept the keywords down into a campaign. For some reason, every time I put, say, 100 or 200 keywords in there, right? Because you're probably asking yourself, Cameron, why don't I just copy all those and put those in? That way I'm getting everything. Well, one, everyone might not be relevant, right? And you probably took care of that. But two, every time I've done that, Amazon just picks like 20 keywords, 25 keywords, bid on those and ignored 75 of them, okay? I don't know why they do this. It must be just a computer algorithm thing, but that's just kind of my experience with it. And so going down here, right, we're all good. Like I said before, these smaller keywords, I guess, I wouldn't say smaller keywords, but these keywords that can hit on a lot more keywords in general, right? I'm going to lower the bids too, right? Maybe 75 cents here. Save. 75 here. Going down, I think citrus was another one, right? Citrus. Cool. Everything else, these are a little more long tail. And so, they're not going to bid on a ton of more things. They're going to bid on, say, let's go back up. Lemon squeezer is going to bid on lemon squeezer. Then it's going to bid on any other long tail phrase, right? For that keyword, right? So we go down. Let's type in lemon squeezer. Actually, let's just do this. This will be a lot quicker. So if you're curious what those long tails are, just hit space right there, right? So it's going to bid on all these, right? And stainless steel, yours could be, KitchenAid. Obviously, it's not going to. Amazon's pretty smart about where to put your product if it knows it's not going to get great results and purchases on KitchenAid. So it might bid on it a few times, but then if it doesn't have success, it might back off a little bit. And then, with you watching the campaigns, which I recommend, like every, especially when you just start, every 1 to 2 days, going back and checking on your campaign. The ones that are not performing, turn the bids down, right? And the ones that are performing, turn the bids up, right? Because we want to keep that ACoS low, that average cost of sale, so our profit margin stays up, right? Because we want to make money. That's why we're doing this. And so we got to keep watching that. But it's going to find, keywords that are it's going to hit on, right? 4 lemonade, right? 4 drinks, 4 tables, which is all going to hit on us, right? And it goes forever, right? And so that's exactly how I do that, guys. And we go down here. What we do is launch campaign, negative keyword targeting. Do not worry about this yet. But if you do want to know, what this does, say we go back, right? And we're like, we don't want to bid on anything KitchenAid, right? We're not going to make any money for that, or electric, right? And so what we do here is for phrase, we just wouldn't bid on anything, or exact. We wouldn't want to bid on anything with KitchenAid in it, right? Or I saw another brand name, OXO. Maybe ours is not stainless steel, so you put that in, right? So you can play around with this. Usually I don't mess with this at first. I only do this if I see that a certain brand name or a certain keyword is just eating away my budget, which usually doesn't happen, but for some weird reasons, it can happen. Then I'll put that in there if someone's eating away budgets that it's is getting a ton of clicks but no sales, which usually doesn't happen, right? If a customer doesn't want your product or doesn't think it's relevant, they're not going to click on it anyways. So that usually doesn't happen there. But I want to cast a wide net with these keywords to find every possible profitable keyword in the future. Okay, guys. So what we do is go hit launch campaign here, and now you have a campaign that's started, right? And it's easy as that. People always overcomplicated Amazon PPC. You should start here. This is a perfect way to start. You're finding very relevant keywords to your product, right? And you're putting them in a manual campaign, which is going to be more efficient than auto or broad. The only other campaign that I say that is more efficient is exact, but that's when you know what keywords are winning, right? If you have more profitable keywords, your goal is to then take those keywords that are winning in your phrase campaign, then move them over into exact campaigns where you can mess with their bids a little more, and they're more dialed in to what's working for you, right? But this is the perfect way to start. Do not overthink it, guys. Keep that hit cost down low. Comment below if you have questions about strategies. This is very, I wouldn't say beginnerish, but this is very, this is all you guys should be starting with, essentially, is what I'm trying to say. I'm a PPC nerd, though. I try weird and new things all the time. I don't think it's a great use of my time necessarily. There's better things I could be doing to drive more sales, but I'm a nerd. So if you have any questions or you want more advanced tips or strategies or just advanced questions in general, put them in the comments below. I'm happy to help. I love PPC. Again, I don't think it's the most efficient use of my time, but it's just something I kind of nerd out with. If you think this video is helpful, hit that like button, guys. That really means a ton to me. And subscribe. I want to keep sharing my journey. Again, my goal for this next year is to get another 7-figure account. So hopefully I get to share more news and more updates and more tips and strategies that I learned on the way to get there, guys. Okay, so that is it. Go back, get your ACoS down, start new campaigns, and use these strategies I've kind of talked about and these methods I've talked about. And hopefully that helps you guys out, and we'll see you on the next one.